Trading ideas for the week of May 23rd, 2022. Well, shall I say contrarian indicator? Well, we are at the last week of May, and for you in the United States, it will be the Memorial Weekend coming up, and the following Monday will be closed, will be holiday, the markets will be closed. So this coming week, we still have a lot of activities. The emphasis will be more on the business confidence, as well as, again, few interest rate decisions, but also the central banks, especially in Europe and United States, will have speeches that we want to pay attention. The earning continues, even though we have wound down, we will have few earnings in, especially in the retail sector and some technology. So we want to pay attention to those. Now, on Monday, we'll start with Turkey with their business confidence and the tourist arrivals. South Korea will have their consumer confidence, as well as France having their business confidence. Now, the earnings will have the three major ones for now before the open on Monday, and that will be the Zoom Technology, the NIO and XPeng or XPEV, which are in the electric related vehicles in China. So we want to pay attention to that. The story is, again, both we're talking about the auto, but as well as the China story. Now, Tuesday in Europe and France, as well as Germany and UK, we have the PMI flash, and with emphasis on the manufacturing as well as the service sector. The United States will have the new home sales, and we will have the Fed Chair Powell speech. Indonesia will have their interest rate decision. And in Europe, we'll have the European Central Bank President Lagarde will have a speech. Argentina will have retail sales, and Japan and Germany, again, will have another economy with their consumer confidence coming up. Now, the earnings before the open, we'll have, again, in retail, we have the Best Buy and Abercrombie and Fitch. And after close, we have Intuit with their numbers. On Wednesday, Spain and Russia will have their PPI numbers. Europe will continue with the ECB President Lagarde's speech. Brazil will have the consumer confidence. And I want to make sure you pay attention to the United States, that FOMC minutes, and to see what was going on behind closed doors. If we have Wednesday, 11 o'clock Pacific Coast time. Mexico will come with their GDP numbers. South Korea will have interest rate decisions, as always, at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Coast time. We'll have the crude oil inventories. Now, the earnings will have, this is a biggie, we'll have NVIDIA before the open, and then we have the snow after the close. Now, Thursday, we have Turkey, again, coming with their economic confidence and interest rate decision. Mexico, Canada, Australia will have retail sales. Italy will have their consumer confidence as well as their business confidence. And South Africa will have their PPI. US on Thursday will have the GDP growth and the pending home sales. And don't forget about our usual gold trade. Earnings, and finally, we'll have, there's a lot of China stories now. We have Alibaba, and then back to retail, like Costco and Macy's will come with their numbers before the open. And then after the close, we got quite a few from technology and the computers with Dell, and with the beauty in Ulta. Then we have in the cloud with the Zscaler, and back to retail with Gaps and software with Marvel. So Marvel, and that's after the close. And Friday, there's not a lot going on, no significant earnings. So Spain will have the retail sales, and US will have the PCE, which is the price index, which is the personal consumption expenditure. And Fed pays attention, as far as understanding the inflation from the consumer point of view. And we'll have Michigan consumer sentiment. And Argentina will have the consumer confidence. And as always, again, at 10 a.m., we have the Baker Hughes All Rig Count. All right, those are the upcoming events. I hope you're paying attention to those, especially, again, the speeches, the minutes on Wednesday. I think that's very important, as well as we want to watch the interest rate decisions in those countries. So for the stock of the week, what we want to look at, I was running a screen, and this is from the American Association of Individual Investors. I was looking at the growth at the reasonable price, and I was looking at some of the companies have a relatively good earning growth. They have been beating their earnings, and they have a good relative strength from the price point of view. So this is the screen, and basically I chose one which looked attractive, and that's the Griffin Corporation. So for the next few slides and next few minutes, I'd like to spend some time reviewing this stock. Perhaps you can put it on your watch list. This is going to be more of on a long side, and it will be more of an investment idea rather than trading idea. So with that in mind, let's first of all find out what is this Griffin Corporation. They are in the tools business. They're in the industrial sector, and basically they are this is a diversified, really, management and holding company, and some of their products are in the home buildings and the professional and consumer products, and the defense electronics. Some of the names you might be familiar with, the AIMS. So this is they've had a really nice run, so we want to watch for that. Now Zacks, which ranks basically based on their own algorithms, they have specialized especially on the earnings side of things, and to see how the earning estimates have beaten in the past, and they rank Griffin 1, which is a strong buy. So let's take a look at the charts. This is from Finviz. As you can see, the forward PE looks pretty attractive, and then the price earning to growth is at 0.79, and the price to sale is at 0.71. Now, from financial stability, as far as the balance sheets, well, they have some problems with the long debt, so we want to pay attention to that. But they have a very good earning growth, and they've done well. Now, we want to pay attention to this. You can see they have moved almost 60% in just the last few days. So that's important. Actually, last few weeks. So last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been up about, as I mentioned, about 60% or so. So when we look at Hakinashi, and I'm looking on a daily basis, and we see that how interesting that we see the candle turned hollow or green, and the MACD had crossed. So that was positive. And as soon as we crossed the 20 EMA, that was your buy signal. And basically, we've not looked back. So this is from Hakinashi. From stochastic point of view, we're embedded. So still there's strength. Relative strength might look overbought, but things can stay overbought for a long time. So that's going to be a warning sign. As far as Investor Business Daily, they are not in a very strong industrial point of view. The industry group is ranked 119 because they're in the building, construction, and products, manufacturing. But the chart looks very interesting, and they do have a very strong relative strength, and they do have a lot of, as far as the earnings, it's been really their strength. So we want to pay attention to that, and obviously the price have been strong. So I wanted to look at basically from the Ichimoku point of view. Now, this area about 29.41, which we broke above that. And basically, when we started here with the ADX, our trend indicator is very strong. The DMI positive crossed over the negatives right around here. So you could combine Hakinashi and with looking at the trends, and then we look at the turning line and standard line, we broke above that. Now, right around here, you would have had the confirmation that we are above the cloud. So there's more, obviously, upper movement coming up. And we have broken above this resistance. And my thoughts are, when we look at more of a long term, what I would suggest, I like to have a little consolidation. We've come a long way. I like to see it rest somewhere around $28 area, and basically let this be digested. And when we look at on a weekly basis, you see we have broken above the cloud on a weekly basis. We have broken above, again, that 29.41 was important. So we are above that. And when I look at the linear regression channel, you see we are going back all the way to 2006, and we broken above that resistance. So there's a lot of strength, but look at this one, the monthly move, this candle from May. So when you see something like this from, we are in a one standard deviation, again, I like to have a little consolidate, a little rest. If the momentum is still upward, but it has been very strong. So like anything else, there's going to be a little filling. So basically the chart still looks good, and you can see the momentum, the trend of the LRC on a monthly basis is positive. And with that in mind, one thing I have to mention, this is, again, you can put it on your watch list. If it retraces to that support zone, then I will be a buyer. Unfortunately, it's not a big play from the options point of view. So just be careful. There's not a lot of liquidity in it, not a lot of open interest. But again, you never know. If there's an unusual option activity, option volume, then that would be another good confirmation. So with that in mind, I hope this was informative. I wish you a wonderful week ahead till we meet again next week. Thank you so much.